Hello everyone, my name is Mr. G and I'm here to help you how to create a page within Canvas. So I believe once you figure out how to make, truly understand to make a page, everything else within Canvas will kind of fall into place for you. Building modules, building assignments, building discussion boards, building announcements, making a page is kind of like the beginning block to understand everything else. So I'm here to help you out to understand how to use all of those, I'm blanking out, all of those different types of things within the page options. So let me go ahead and push myself all the way to the corner so you can see most of my screen. And let me go ahead and exit this out and go to my Canvas. So here I am on my home page, and what I'll be doing, I'm going to kind of show you a neat trick that I like to do, is I'm going to click on modules instead of pages. And this might confuse you a little bit, but worst case scenario, it's okay. You'll be able to go onto the same page. So I'll go on, click on modules, and I already have a Monday module, Tuesday module, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I have another one called houses. I'll be creating a new module. I'll go ahead and call it testing. I'll add that module, and I put it at the very bottom. And what the little neat trick that I wanted to show you was that within modules, I can go ahead and push the plus sign and already make one of the things that I'm looking for. So let's say I wanted to make an assignment. I can add it to this module, or I can quiz, a file, a page, any other of these other options. But within this video, my prime is to show you that page. So I'll go ahead and click on page. I'm going to do a new page, and I'm going to go ahead and testing with teachers. And I'm going to add that item, and it automatically makes that page for me. So that's one way you can do it. Or what you can do is click on pages itself. You'll see your home page. You'll click on the blue button near the left corner, view all pages, and you'll have all of the pages you have. So I have a bunch of pages already, but the page that I did with you guys, testing with teachers, is also here. It's the same, it kind of mends together, trying to make it as easy as possible, but sometimes it could be a little bit confusing, and I totally get that. But before I even show you the actual page, before I start showing you all the skill sets within the page and the rich content editor, the RCE, I did want to show you within your settings, and on the 5th tab, feature options, there are 2 new RCE, rich content editor options that you can click on. There's RCE enhancements, which people are dubbing it as the new RCE. I like to keep that on because there are some new skills there that make using the RCE a little bit more smoother. Then there's the RCE autosave. It enables the RCE to autosave your work as you go versus always panicking and clicking on the save button. I like to always click on the save button, and you'll understand a little bit more why, just in case. So go ahead and click on RCE enhancements, toggle that on with a green check mark, and RCE autosave, go ahead and toggle that check mark on as well. And let me go back to the pages. So I'll click on pages. I'm going to go on view all pages with the blue button, and I'm going to go down and look for testing with teachers, and that's going to be with you guys. I'm testing this with you. So I have a blank page, blank canvas, have nothing on here. I have to go ahead and click edit with the pencil, and it shows me the RCE, that box, that rich content editor. And I want you guys to get used to saying that RCE, 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 because that's what most of us are going to be saying and figuring out with us. And notice how it's a lot different from our old RCE. This is the new and improved RCE, and I'm just going to kind of go through the steps on what you can do within here. So I'm just going to kind of put the word test and kind of mess around with that. If I highlight it, I'm going to be able to edit it as many things as I want, and I'm going to kind of just go through all of these steps and see how it changes the word test. So if I click on edit, I have undo, redo, cut, copy, paste as text, or select all. And if you're familiar with your keyboard short keys, it also kind of gives you a hint on how to use those as well. But if you're not, you always have the edit button to do those for you as well. If not, we have our insert button. We can insert a link, an external link, which means a different website outside of Canvas, or a course link, a page or an assignment or a quiz that lives within Canvas. That's what we can link, kind of like click on it. Then we have our images. You can upload an image from your computer. You can do a course image that you've already uploaded previously, and then you have your user images. I honestly don't know what that is, but let's go ahead and click on it to see what it is. I think it's just your overall user images. So I have a lot of screenshots, my profile picture, all kinds of different things, but maybe I can go to course files and maybe it has all of my course files within here as well. So I'm glad that I was able to find that out. Let me go ahead and click back on insert. There's media. I can upload, record media from the computer, course media, user media, same option, same kind of pattern within our image is as well. Then we have our document, upload a document, course documents, and user documents, same pattern as well. There's also the equation, a table if you need a grid of some sort, and then a horizontal line, kind of making a line break there. But if you don't want that, I'm just going to click backspace, so I don't need that. Then there's also the format. I can make it bold. I forgot to highlight it. I can make it bold here, and now I made it a little bit darker. Or I can click on the B, which makes it the opposite. Now I turned it off, turn it on, turn it off. Same thing with everything else that's in there within the format. I for italic, U for underline, S through the strike through, which kind of crosses it out. But if you notice, strike through is not here out here on one of the options, even when I click on the three dots. I'll go more in detail with that later. But it crosses it out for you. Hopefully you're familiar with italicize. It kind of tilts it to the right. And then we have underline, makes a line underneath it as well. But let me go ahead and take out the strike through so you kind of know what it is. There's also the superscript for those exponents in 5th grade, I believe is when you start to learn them. Or maybe you don't want them in superscript. Maybe you want the subscript where it's the number below. It would be kind of like if you're talking about base numbers, like base 10, base 2, but I don't think in elementary school we're really using those. So those two options you really don't need to use. There's also the code option, which is kind of like the coding format within Canvas. We're not really familiar with that. You may not need to use it, so I'm going to go ahead and take that feature off as well. Other things within format, I have formats such as headings. It changes it for me. Inline, it changes it to what it shows me. A block, it shows me what examples it will be, and if I need to align it, I can align it to the center. I can align it to the right, to the left, wherever I want it to be. And a lot of these things live within the menu that's up here as well. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put it back to the right. Going back to the format menu, there's also fonts. I can change my fonts now. I can change it to all these other things. My personal favorite is Architect's Daughter. That's just me though. Everyone has their different types of opinions. Then if I click on format, I can change the sizes within here as well, make it 36 to make it super big. I'm pretty sure that you guys were straining to even look at what it was this whole time. I should have made it big at the very beginning. Alignment, again, it's another option here. Directionality, is it from left to right? Is it from right to left? Most of us will keep it left to right. The text color, do I want to change the color of it? Let's say I want to make it yellow, super bright, kind of hard to see. Maybe I want to change the background color to maybe a darker blue. Now I'm able to see that yellow a little bit more. Or let's say I want to erase everything that I've done with this word because I can't even comprehend it anymore. I'll clear the formatting and change it to the generic 12 font, to the regular style of font, to the regular black with no background whatsoever. So there's a lot of things within the format option. And so kind of explore with that, kind of explore what each button does. Then there's also our tools. We have our word count, just kind of counts all those words, and then apps that we have as well. I'm not going to go in super detail with the apps because this is just kind of the generic RCE video. Then we also have our table, which creating the table, right? The grid of how it is, and you can also do that within the insert as well. Whoa, I'm clicking all kinds. So then all of those options also live within here. We have our font sizes. We have what kind of stylings do we have, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, pre-formatted or just a paragraph style. Our bold, italics, our underline, are changing the color of the font, changing the background of our font. Do we want a exponent or a smaller number, but most likely fifth graders would be using the exponents. Then we have our hyperlinks, external links, something that's outside of Canvas, and course links within Canvas, adding images. And what I really like about using the new RCE, when you're uploading an image or uploading a media or uploading a document, when I click upload, it shows me this box and I can actually drag things from my computer. So I think that's really rad. So I have this video that I have here. I can just upload it, boom, done, describe it, submit it, and now it's living within the RCE. But I don't think this video is going to be very useful when I'm talking about using the RCE. There's all those other options as well. So that's really cool about that. Or you can use an image that you've already uploaded within your stuff. So I have a bunch of other things within here as well. Then I have this little, to me it looks like a little, for a better lack of term, it looks like a little bomb. But it's your Commons favorites. So if you're using the Commons section, and if you're not familiar with the Commons, I definitely recommend exploring that. There's a bunch of pages and a bunch of assignments already created within there, and you can totally use them because other teachers have been uploading that information up there as well. So there's all kinds of different things, documents, videos, audios, images, and things like that. And those are the things that you favorited, kind of gave a star when you were in the Commons window shopping. Then we also have our Google Drive here. When you click on that, or let me go back, because your Google Drive may not be in your RCE. My Google Drive was already living there because I've already plugged it in using the little outlet. I go ahead and click on that, and you can click on View All, and then you'll be able to see the Google Drive here. But you can also add other things that you may be familiar with, such as Vimeo, Microsoft Office 365, Discover Education, and you can also search other ones as well. But the one that we as teachers like to, or are so used to using so often within our district, is the Google. So I'll go ahead and click on the Google Drive. I see my name. I go ahead and approve, that's what I'm looking for, and it opens up my Google Drive. It's kind of a small window, but now I'm able to click on any of these things that I want to do. So let me go ahead and click on the one that I showed you right when you began this video. Let it load. Perfect, and now it lives here. When it lives in the RCE, it's not editable. They can't do anything with it. If it's a slideshow with more than one page, they'd be able to click play and go to the next page, but unfortunately it's not. So if you're using a Google slide, a Google document, or a Google sheet within the RCE, it's more for just viewing purposes. It's not for the students to interact with. Things are clickable, but it's not things for them to type in. If you do want them to work on a slide and you want them to type in things, that's a different video on how to use Google assignments within Canvas, and I believe it's within YouTube somewhere that you'll be able to click on it, and I created that video as well. But again, let me go ahead and delete that so you kind of know what it is. Let me speak of the last few more things. Alignment, here it is, left side, middle, or center, I apologize, center alignment and right assignment. You also have your bulleted list. You have black, full black bulleted, unordered, transparent, centered, square, numerical, alphabetical, or Roman numeral as well. Then you have your indents, if you want to indent it, or I can indent it back. And then we have our 3 dots, which also have the clear formatting to erase it back to the generic, what it opens up with, putting it in a table, and then equations as well. When I click on equations, this is kind of more advanced and definitely something that we're not used to, but just in case maybe my middle school friends or my high school friends want to see this, you kind of see all these other options that you are familiar with using. But in case for us elementary, we have plus, minus, equal sign, multiplication, the division sign, definitely something that we do want to use. Then we have our Greek symbols, our operators, relationships, arrows. I'm not even sure what this is. Delimeters, parentheses, and then our miscellaneous things as well. And you can just type that in here and type in the words or numbers if you need to, and just add in anything else. And once you click on insert equation, it pops it in for you. It's kind of using like special symbols. But then if you need to edit it, you need to click click on the equation, edit it, and it opens this box again for you. So once you're all done with all of that, with whatever you created up here, I'm just going to make it very generic test, and I'm going to add an image that I already have, a course image. Let's see, dun, dun, dun. Maybe I'll use this one. Click on Zoom to join the meeting. I'll put that on the side right there, and I like to center my things because that's just the type of person I am. But I'll go ahead and at the very bottom, who else is allowed to edit this page? Teachers. If you want, you can have teachers and students or just anyone, but I like to only have teachers because I made so much hard work on building it. It could be a student to do if you want them to look at those instructions, or you can do it within the mastery paths as well. But I'll go ahead and click save because I don't want to publish it for my students, so that I don't want them to see it. But here is the page that we created together. I know it's very generic for us for right now. If you want to learn how to create an image like this, I do highly recommend just looking for button making for Canvas on YouTube, and you'll be able to find something like that. But once you're all ready, once your page is all set, go ahead and click on the publish. It turns it to green, and now it is public for your students to view and click on. Hopefully understanding the RCE became a little bit more helpful today. I know it was a kind of a long video of understanding what it is. All the bells and whistles of creating the page, such as this image, comes from exploring YouTube a lot. It's a lot of exploration, a lot of trial and error. By all means, I had a lot of frustrations at the beginning in the end of summer trying to figure out what is Canvas and trying to show you guys how to feel confident and successful. So hopefully this video builds a little bit more confidence for you guys, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video.